Oh, boy. Lordy, lordy, lord. I'm just sitting here drinking my little morning coffee on a Sunday morning. I can't wait to watch this Thunder and Celtics game. And I'm over here perusing the World Wide Web, and oh God, the narratives. And what do? I go on stupid NBA Central. Why do I go on there? Why? It's the dumbest place on the internet, I swear. And the whole narrative of, oh, this is what happens when you don't have Jimmy. This is life without Jimmy Butler. You should have paid Jimmy Butler. Blah blah blah. And look, that's I'll someday I'll do a video on the Jimmy Butler thing. You don't need another Jimmy Butler. There's a million Jimmy Butler videos out there of everybody breaking it down and giving your opinion. You don't need my opinion on the whole thing. My opinion doesn't differ than anybody else's all that much. Both sides are to blame. The issue should have been resolved before the season started. You should have either traded the guy or paid the guy. Before the season started, you should not have gone into this season with this festering, gaping wound that turned into a really bad infection, that turned into sepsis, and now we're dead. So that's kind of what happened. And now you have Dad and Grandpa, Jimmy's dad, and Pat Riley's grandpa, and they're in a big fight, and they get a divorce, and Uncle Spo's drunk, playing Terry Rozier too much, and all the kids on the basketball court are all lost and upset, and they get dragged into this whole thing. Clearly their morale is down. It's got to be miserable. I mean, it's like losing your general. It's like losing Napoleon or losing George Washington, and now you're on your own. But the Heat should be used to being on their own. Jimmy's missed a ton of games this season. We just beat the Rockets. Whatever they were, the 2-3 seed in the West, the big, bad, scary Rockets, without Jimmy Butler. So I don't buy into this narrative of like, oh, this is what life is like. We're used to life without Jimmy Butler. I mean, the guy misses. I love the guy. He's the reason I became a Heat fan. He's the reason I got back into basketball. We've seen the guy turn into Superman on numerous occasions. I'll always love Jimmy, but like the reason that Jazz game went the way it went wasn't because you were missing Jimmy Butler. It's because of all the off-court drama with Jimmy Butler that's spilled into the locker room and then spilled onto the basketball court. Literally spilled onto the basketball court with the Pelicans and Pacers game, and it's clearly messing with the morale of these guys. I mean, you have to deal with all the questions and the media and the whole circus of it. It's got to be mentally exhausting. Now he's gone, and when they used to play without Jimmy, you always had that insurance policy and that security blanket of Jimmy coming back, and Jimmy's going to be there. He can still have huge games. Maybe playoff Jimmy has one more run in him. There was always kind of that feeling. Well, that's gone. And you got to forget about it. You got to toughen up. You got to move on. And you got to remember that you're the team that beat the Rockets without Jimmy Butler. And the record, I'm pretty sure the Heat's record isn't all that different with or without Jimmy Butler playing this season. But my God, that game was Jesus. That game was terrible. I knew it was going bad when in the first quarter when the Jazz were shooting, like 20-25% from the field, and the game was still tied. I was like, this is not good. I have a conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is that Tyler and Bam are both having a mutiny. They're conspiring with Jimmy, and also purposely tanking because even they think Jimmy should have gotten paid, and it's a big mutiny. I'm kidding. That's not what's happening, but it kind of felt that way. Something I try to avoid is criticizing Spo. I don't want to sit here and pretend that like I know how to coach the Miami Heat better than Spo, but I, along with a lot of people whose opinions I respect, believe that Terry should not be playing as much as he is. I think Terry is better as a spark off the bench. I don't get what Terry has done to warrant him playing the entire fourth quarter and all that. I know we're down a point guard, but there's other guys that can handle the ball. And I wish Terry would just be a spark off the bench. I wish we'd see more Duncan and Bam minutes together. They play very well together. They have a very good chemistry with each other. The Duncan and Tyler backcourt has been better than a lot of people thought. I will take a Tyler and Duncan backcourt over a Terry and Tyler backcourt. Let me know if you disagree with any of this stuff. It's totally fine. And I would love to lean into the Tyler, Jovic, and Ware stuff. We saw some really nice moments with those three recently. Have some Ware and Bam minutes. Bam, Ware, Jovic, Tyler, Duncan. I would love to see those five on the court. Why not? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. The season's kind of a mess now anyway. Try stuff, experiment with stuff. But let me know what you guys think. And I love Terry, I do. But man, Terry had me fooled. I was so hyped on Terry. I've made numerous videos hyping up Terry. I bought a Terry Rozier t-shirt that I've yet to wear. I've yet to put it on because he hasn't been living up to the name. He's been scary, but scary like, how Nosferatu is scary. Not scary in the scary Terry that we've come to expect. But I don't know. I mean, with a game like that, you have this Jazz team, this starting lineup with these big giant guys with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler and John Collins and this guy and that guy, got all these big guys. Go with Bam and Ware. Who cares? And I'm trying to give the guys the benefit of the doubt this game with everything that's going on. But like I said before, it's going to come to a certain point where you have to toughen up and get past all the Jimmy stuff. I know it's easier said than done. Bam. You are the captain of this team. You've been the captain this whole year. And he's had a less than stellar season. I mean, this guy was an all-star last season, Olympic team, gold medal, the whole 9 yards, and he's been off this season. Last night in that Jazz game, I mean, it was terrible. I think I heard he had 1 rebound in the third quarter. I mean, just awful. Terry, you're a vet. You're making a lot of money. You're 30 years old. You're supposed to be scary Terry. Step up. Tyler, I can't get mad at him because he's been phenomenal all season long. But like all these guys now, this is your team now. It's been your team. Jimmy's had 1 foot out the door this whole friggin' season, if we're being honest. It's your team. And I'm sorry, but how are you going to let Colin Sexton punk you guys like that? I don't care what's going on off the court. I mean, you're gonna let the Jazz, one of the worst teams in the league, come in and blow you out and let Colin Sexton do those kind of shenanigans on a fast break, bouncing the ball to himself, and he can't even finish the dunk right, and they're talking all kinds of smack to you, and ugh. I mean, at that point, just start a fight. Who cares? Get everyone suspended. Let the Sioux Falls Skyforce play. Who cares? At that point, I mean, just burn it down. Have a revolution. Anarchy. Anything. And I like Colin Sexton. The guy plays like he plays basketball like he smokes a whole bunch of crack before every game. And I mean that as a compliment. But you can't let Colin Sexton do that to you. What are we doing here? But I know. Look, the guys clearly feel some kind of way. Their morale is down. And everybody's, this could have been a statement game. I mean, even if they did beat the Jazz, everyone would have been like, you beat the Jazz. Who cares? But to get blown out by the Jazz, awful. And I'm still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But still, don't let Colin Sexton go in and punk you like that. Just start a fight at that point. Who cares? God. But this is how it might go for the rest of the season. You're going to have games where it's like that horrible Magic game where you're up 25, and then you have an 8-point fourth quarter, and you let what's his name, Cole Anthony, play like prime Tracy McGrady against you. And then you go and beat a team like the Magic, and then you go and lose to the Jazz. And that might be how it is for the remainder of the season. So brace yourselves for that. And also, with all this stuff going on, you don't know what Tyler and Bam and Spo and all those guys. Look, you're never going to know what they're truly feeling and thinking about this whole situation. They can say whatever they want to say in these interviews with the media and all that stuff. Come on. I mean, they're not going to tell you what they're really feeling. They're going to say whatever the right thing is to say, what the diplomatic thing is to say, we got to play basketball, win games, and da-da-da. But who knows what they really think. I mean, you don't know where Spo is on this situation. Spo might have been like, yeah, look, pay Jimmy. Just pay the guy so we can have him fully committed. Or he might think something else. Tyler and Bam, they might, who knows how they feel and how that's impacting their play. But at a certain point, you got to put it behind you and play basketball. Also, I heard Terry Rozier is 1 for 21 in his recent three-point attempts. My God. I mean, put me out there. I guarantee you I'll shoot better than 1 for 21 from 3, even from NBA 3. Your boy's a pretty good basketball player. All right? I'm rambling and I'm repeating myself, and that's it. Goodbye.